Korea, which has many mountains, was once famous for being a habitat for many tigers. Until the Joseon era, tigers were a source of fear for Koreans along with infectious diseases. However, at the same time, many Koreans felt a sense of familiarity with tigers. Even today, tigers remain a popular design subject in Korea. Today, I would like to introduce some stories about tigers in Korean folk tales. Ubik and the Tiger of Jeomgung Mountain. Ubok's father was a famous tiger hunter. One day, while he was out hunting, he was caught and eaten by a tiger from Jeomgung Mountain, which was several times larger than a typical tiger. After the incident, his wife gave birth to a son and named him Ubik, which means fortunate one without a father, and raised him to be a hunter to avenge his father. Ubok's mother was worried about her son who was training to avenge his father's death. She advised him to continue his training until his hunting skills surpassed those of his father. She warned him by saying, "Your father shot and hit the left nipple of the water jar on my head, which is located 10 ri away, and, your father shot and hit the eye of a needle located 10 ri away." In fact, Ubok's mother's words were not true, but Ubik passed all the tests that his mother demanded. When Ubok's mother was reassured by his skill, she finally allowed him to go on a tiger hunt. On his way to seek revenge against the Jeomgung tiger, he kills many tigers. He finally meets the Jeomgung mountain tiger, who killed his father. When he recognized that it was his father's enemy, he immediately shot his Hwasong gun to kill the tiger, but no matter how many times he shot, the bullets just bounced off its skin and didn't leave even a scratch. Eventually, he ran out of bullets and the tiger swallowed him whole. Upon regaining consciousness inside the tiger's stomach, he found his father's gun and remains along with him, just like how Ubik was swallowed whole. Upon looking around, he found a wealthy family's daughter who had been reported missing the night before. Inside the tiger's stomach, Ubik kills the tiger with his weapon and safely escapes with the wealthy family's daughter. After selling the skin of the killed tiger, he earned a huge amount of money and married the rescued girl. The tiger that loved Kim Yun. In the old capital city of Unified Silla, Jeongju, there was a large temple called Hyeongnyeonsa. Every year, from the first day to the 15th day of the lunar calendar in February, beautiful lotus lanterns were hung, and men and women prayed for good luck while walking around the pagoda. Many used this religious event as an opportunity to meet and socialize with the opposite sex. A man named Kim Yun also met a woman he liked at this PICTORY event. After the end of the PICTORY, Kim Yun tightly grabs the girl's hand and confesses his love to her. The girl feels shy but doesn't withdraw her hand or run away and smiles gently. After a while, the maiden opens her mouth and says that she should go now. Kim Yun says that he will walk her home, but the maiden politely declines. However, he follows her anyway. When they reach a small thatched cottage on the western slope of the mountain, an old woman inside asks who he is. When the maiden responds, the old woman says, "It's a good thing, but it's almost like something that shouldn't happen." It is worried that the maiden's brothers will do something bad to Kim, so the old woman tells him to hide. After the maiden hides Kim Yun, 3 huge tigers come into the house. The tigers demand that they turn over the man because he smells like a human and they intend to eat him. Despite Grandma's scolding, the tigers insist on getting their prey. Suddenly, a loud voice is heard from the sky warning them that one of them will be punished for their wrongdoing. The tigers tremble with fear, but the maiden steps forward and promises to take the punishment instead of her brothers. The tigers are relieved and run away. The maiden then reveals to Kim Yun that she was the tiger in disguise and how happy she was to meet a person like him. The maiden tells Kim Yun that she will turn into a tiger during the day and harm people, and asks him to catch and kill the tiger to receive a high-ranking position. Kim Yun is frightened and refuses, but the maiden says that she has already accepted her fate to die, and if she can die for the nobleman, then that is good. The next day, a fierce and large tiger rampages through the countryside, and no one can stop it. The king promises a high-ranking job to anyone who catches the tiger. When Kim Yun faces the tiger, it runs into the forest, and he chases it. In the forest, the tiger turns into the maiden. She thanks him for doing what she asked and tells him to never forget her even if she dies, and takes the knife that he had and stabs herself. She then turns into a dead tiger. After achieving a high-ranking position, Kim Yun established a temple called Hawanza in the west near a creek in honor of the tiger that loved him. A black tiger that raises sandstorms. During the reign of King Injo, Lee Suk-ki was a government official known for his excellent physique and strength. Once while traveling towards Yangyang, he lost his way in the mountains as the sun was setting. After wandering for some time, he discovered a two-story house made of wood among the bushes. Upon arriving at the house, he was greeted by an old woman who showed him hospitality and introduced him to a young woman of around 20 years of age. While enjoying their hospitality, Lee Suk-ki was suddenly surprised by the appearance of the homeowner, who was about 8 feet tall. He explained his circumstances to the owner, who had brought back deer and wild boar from his hunt, and shared a drink. The owner said that 10 years ago, a wicked black tiger appeared about 10 ri away from the owner's house. The tiger killed not only the villagers but also the owner's grandparents, parents, and siblings. For several years, he tried to drive the tiger away, but he could not defeat it. So, the owner asked Lee Suk-ki to help him kill the tiger. Lee accepted to join the fight. The black tiger was an old beast that would only attack when unarmed, as it knew to avoid weapons such as swords and guns. On a clear and fine day, the owner gave a sharp sword to Lee Suk-ki and they set out on a journey together. They traveled about 10 miles north and reached a stream where the tiger resides. The owner asked Lee Suk-ki to hide in the grass and went to the stream barehanded. Shortly after, a huge black tiger appeared from the top of the rock. The black tiger fought fiercely with the owner, scratching his back with sharp claws, but the owner was wearing thick pigskin armor and suffered no harm. During the struggle that was going back and forth, Lee Suk-ki entered the scene from the bushes with the sword. Lee Suk-ki managed to stab the tiger with his sword, bringing it down. The homeowner, who had avenged his grudge, gave some of his property to Lee Suk-ki and made his daughter Lee's concubine. Hope you enjoyed today's tales and thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video.